All right, we are back and we are today talking about technology triage. What is that? That is identifying the destabilizing risk in your organization. We are finding the fragile technologies. We are finding the hidden dependencies that need to be surfaced. This triage is the third and final part of building your reality readout in the overall turnaround effort. So when we talk about the sequencing, this is an early stage. Building that readout gives us objective, taking the rose-colored glasses off view of how things are right now so that we can then make a map toward our desired state, the North Star state that we want. So technology obviously plays a big piece in what we do in modern business. Everybody knows that. It's also very closely intertwined with process. And so when I talked about the process triage and we really broke down what you're doing there, I did foreshadow that the technology triage running concurrent was going to look an awful lot alike to the process triage, and that was by design so that the results of each can be overlaid and we can figure out where we've got opportunities to enhance our processes or to drive our processes in a better way with technology. So, without further delay, let's get into the three big keys to running this triage. One is letting your inspired people, the high belief, high capability individuals that we're going to challenge with both informal and formal leadership opportunities. We're going to let them drive so that they can really bring their valuable perspective in executing day to day within our operations right now and delivering to our customers. They can bring that perspective, but they can also influence others in the organization as they do so, and they lead these cross-functional teams to get these triages done. So we're letting them drive. We as leaders are going to support and guide them as they go along. Keep the effort on point, keep it focused where it needs to be, but also not just stepping away. We're not letting go of the rope. We're staying involved, getting our hands dirty. Two, the work that's being done here, weighting and sorting exercise. We're figuring out the dependence levels, the trust levels, and the blast radius when things get all jacked up of each of these pieces of technology. Again, it's running concurrent with process, and just like process, 30 days or less. Let's really bear down and get this done. Can you do it in 2 weeks? You can. Should you? I would implore you to do so. We want it done right. We want it done in detail, but we also want to display urgency and strike a tone that we are starting to really let our words and our actions align and that we are serious about driving a turnaround. So, as we do this, we are setting ourselves up for action to protect, stabilize, or deprioritize the way we're using some technologies. And again, looking for those opportunities to enhance some of our processes with better technology or new technologies or technologies just used in a different way to really drive more efficiency and consistency in those processes that we mapped out earlier. Let's look at the 2x2, the scoring sorting mechanism that we have. It is, low to high. What is our dependence level? So how much importance does this technology have in our ability to operate day to day in serving our customers and getting the work done? And what level of trust does our operation have in this piece of technology from low to high? Is this something we depend on without question and can bank on it? Or is this something that really just causes a lot of heartache and workaround issues? You're going to take every technology and you're going to put it in one of these four quadrants. And as you do, you're going to score it for its blast radius, so its interdependence weighting. And just as a review here, because it's just like the process one, 3 levels. Systemic would be the heaviest and biggest blast radius. That's a 3. That means that it's cascading across the organization. When you have issues here, it impacts your ability to generate revenue, recognize revenue. It has cash implications. It probably is going to lend itself toward customer and client churn. Big problems. Cross-functional would be a 2. This is something that is going to affect more than one group within your operation. The problems can compound, but the business will continue. You can mitigate this in the moment, get around it, as inconvenient as it might be. Uh, but even though it creates rework, it's not going to sink the ship. Then your localized one is a blast radius of 1. This is stuff that's contained typically within one group, one department. It doesn't ripple out. It's not something your customers are going to sense. Uh, it's more of a localized inconvenience. So 3, 2, and 1 on your radius for every technology plotted on the dependence and trust 2 by 2. When you have something that scores high dependence and high trust, it's going to be load bearing. And what that means is you're going to protect it. It's essential. It's a stable system. If you're in the fortunate position in your organization to have a CRM that has clean data in it and has multiple groups interacting with it, depending on it, pushing data in, pulling information out on a regular daily basis, like your sales, like your marketing team, your product marketing team, your customer and client support teams, your finance teams, your revenue operations. If that's in place and it's locked in tight and running like a top, good for you. Protect it. It's doing what it needs to do, and it is load bearing. Moving around clockwise, we get to things that are high trust, low dependence level, don't really matter anymore. They probably had their day. The day is gone. They're stable, no longer essential. You can start to deprioritize them. There's a lot of things that you find that you're still subscribing to, different SaaS subscriptions, just different little pieces of technology that aren't being used anymore, yet we still pay for them. They're in the budget. You really start to unearth those things here and ask, what are they doing? And you look at the blast radius, get all the stakeholders at the table, and figure out that you can deprioritize the utilization of those. Moving, continuing to move over, you get to your net negatives. That's low dependence and low trust. So this is stuff that on paper it might be intended to serve a high purpose, but it doesn't deliver on that. And so what happens is people work around it with manual processes or shadow technologies. Once you score these and start to see them, you just understand that they're consuming attention and resources. They are creating a drag, and you need to get out of these and remove them from the technology stack and the budget as soon as you can. They're just a net negative. So that's why I call them net negatives. End of the day, what you want to do is take the resources, time, money, everything else that was down here and shift it over here to the areas of high dependence, so super critical on the day-to-day operation, but low trust. You got to stabilize these things. We want to make them stronger and more consistent so that we can bank on them and really consider them to be more load bearing. That's where they need to be. This is stuff like data pipelines that are feeding internal processes, or are feeding product that goes out to your customers that break silently and create a lot of back work and backtracking. This could be multiple data sources that aren't united and tied together, that have the information pulled from them manually and then manually calculating things like a forecast for your business. Stuff that is just rife with potential error, just inefficient processes, just people working around things that should be working better than they are. We need to put attention and effort here, or go find the things that can deliver what we need in terms of technology to do better here and enhance our processes. So really the name of the game is, this is the stuff that keeps you from operating predictably. That in conjunction with the processes that are also keeping you from operating predictably are the constraints on your business being able to scale. We've got to read the reality, sort it, weigh it correctly, and then really use that information to do the next steps that we'll get into in a subsequent video, which is detailing how we mapped the gap between our current state, the reality readout, and our desired end state or North Star state that we're aiming for. That's where the real work gets done, but we don't get there without really good intelligence, and that's what the triages provide you. They give you really good insight on the current state of your operation through the lenses of people, process, and technology. Hope you're finding this helpful. We're going to keep marching through. We're not even halfway done yet. Anyway, be good, keep doing good as I always say, and I'll see you in the funny papers.